There is a kind of silence that cuts right through us. Stopping communication with someone you love can feel like a sudden loss of ground beneath your feet. Things seem familiar and related one minute, then you start to wonder what went wrong, staring at your phone, hoping for a message that never shows up. This type of emotional disengagement, often known as ghosting, is agonizing and confusing. The ambiguity bites at you and the unresolved questions linger in your thoughts. You begin to go over every detail, repeating your previous contacts. Was there anything you said or done that sent them away? When confronted with such a sudden cutoff, one naturally turns inside. However, often, the person who has withdrawn has a greater influence on the reasons behind your sudden silence than you do. Sometimes people withdraw for reasons they themselves might not completely understand. They could be overwhelmed, handling personal problems, or just terrified of confrontation. Remind yourself that not every lost relationship reflects your value, even if it makes their silence more difficult to tolerate. Till the damage persists. Suddenly stopping communication with someone you love can feel like rejection in its most perplexing form. There are no words to explain what happened or to help ease the hurt. You find yourself in a sort of emotional twilight, straddling hurt and hope while trying to decide what, if anything, you can do. Despite the absence of clear resolution, the absence of communication may feel like a bereavement. You find yourself lamenting the past, unsure of the precise cause. It's simple to let the quiet overwhelm you. Spend hours staring at your phone, hoping for a message that might never arrive. As the hurt increases, you find yourself writing fictional answers and getting ready for a conversation that never happens. This is the actual work, pulling yourself back from the brink of obsession and emphasizing what you can influence. It's a challenging process. Your tendency is to grab on firmly and try to compel a resolution when someone you love abruptly stops talking. Sometimes letting go is best, if only for your own peace of mind. These times call for you to stand back and gain perspective. Realize that, although you cannot direct their behavior, you can control your reaction. Ask for answers and resist the urge to bombard them with messages. As tempting as this may be, it usually only exacerbates the damage. Rather, let yourself experience the hurt, yet let it not define you. Your value comes from who you are, regardless of others' silence. It is not based on theirs. One often feels abandoned when communication breaks suddenly. You could begin to doubt everything: your relationship, your value, even your own sense of reality. Lack of communication produces a space where insecurities and doubts can develop, but it's important not to allow those emotions to grow. Usually, when someone withdraws without explanation, it's more due to their inability to confront their own emotions than anything you have done. This is not to argue that the loss of communication calls for reflectionlessness. Examining the connection can help you understand whether there were less than ideal dynamics or if you missed any indicators. But avoid the trap of self-blame. Relationships are complicated, and occasionally people distance themselves for reasons unrelated to us. Finding closure without clarity requires accepting the suffering and understanding that life progresses whether you get an answer or not. Right now, you really should take excellent care of yourself. Even if at first your heart isn't really in it, surround yourself with people who love and support you. Participate in joyful events. Time has a way of dulling the sharp edges of pain, and with distance you could find that what felt like an intolerable quiet progressively becomes more tolerable. You come to realize that, although the loss of contact hurts, it does not define your value, and it most definitely does not decide your destiny. Learning to let go of things beyond our control is one of the toughest lessons in life. So, when someone you love abruptly ceases talking, it is a call to learn this lesson. Life frequently pushes you in a different direction. This does not imply that the relationship lacked authenticity or the love lacked significance. Although difficult, trust that this transition is leading you to growth, even if it hurts. Partnerships ultimately hinge on mutual effort. Therefore, a withdrawal from one party disrupts the balance. From the people in your life, you deserve communication, respect, and care. If someone cannot provide that, it is not a reflection of your value. Rather, it indicates that they are not ready for the kind of relationship you require. Therefore, even if their silence may sting, utilize this time to reconnect with yourself, tend to the neglected aspects of you, and keep in mind that you are deserving of love even if the person you loved has gone quiet.